Yeah, it's a little tough because I like to pass the ball. Even in scramble mode, things like that, I tend to lean a lot more towards throwing the ball for completion right in front of me. However, it may work something crazy or just throwing it to the end zone and things like that. So, they've been coaching me about attacking the line of scrimmage and things like that on my scrambles, on the rollouts, on the keepers and things like that. So I've been trying to get a little bit better with balancing that and taking what they give me, taking what the defense gives me with, whether it's a run for yardage or it's a quick pass in front of me or things like that. So it's always a constant battle to do things like that. You just continue to get better at those situations.
This is talking about college. He said you had a very professional day.
Yep.
Things weren't going well. You were the same.
Yep.
And that's something you guys talked about.
Yep.
I'm sure you've been coached to do that your whole life. But
yep.
How does that come naturally for you, or do you have to focus?
No, I would say I think I'm a little bit more fiery in practice because obviously it's practice. You want things to be right. Also, you're competing versus your defense, so you get to there's a little bit more free time within those periods and things like that. So it's also understanding that and also understanding the game and understanding that within the game you have to. There's going to be times where you got to get on your guys or get on yourself or encourage the guys or, get on somebody, like I said. And then there's times where it's just, okay, let's keep going. Let's, stay cool, calm, collected about the situation and encourage that, this next drive, this next play, this, we have a TV timeout or we had a couple TV timeouts, get in the huddle, say a few words like and be that positive influence on the guys and then just stay cool, calm, collected. I think in the offense, between the guys and myself, we have an understanding of excellence and perfection that we know that we obviously will never be able to fully accomplish. But, with that mindset, it only pushes us to be better. So it also allows me to just kind of, be easy and be calm. And then, when it's time for me to speak up, when it's time for me to say something, I'll be right there to do so.
You've talked about your internal drive and that kind of striving for perfection. How do you review a game like this personally, looking through some of the struggles early on in the first few drives, and then obviously capping it off strong with that last drive?
Yeah, I would say in the beginning, like Coach said, it's a professional day. We had I gave up a sack that wasn't O-line's fault. I gave up a sack that I was in the pocket too long, trying to do too much, and then. The other times, we just something always went wrong. There may have been a flag or the false start we had that, I kind of rushed the cadence and a lineman tried to anticipate that. And then, a couple of the other things, that's small things that always add up to be big things like, me and DJ not being on the same page, Keenan and I not being on the same page. It always adds up. And it's super minute, super small things, but in the game of football, you only have split seconds, and those little things add up. So, we're going to keep working to be perfect. We understand that we won't be able to reach that, but in up and down games and things like that, it's always you can only win the game, as Coach says, in the fourth quarter.
Caleb, on the throw to Rome, when you throw, you would never probably teach that kind of throwing platform.
Yep.
So what are you doing mechanically to get the power and accuracy on that ball when you're in that physical position?
Yeah. It's a good question. It's something that I've worked on in practice. Watching Aaron Rodgers and I know he was a Green Bay guy, sorry guys, but watching Aaron Rodgers and all his times, he's past 19, 20 years. He can do unbelievable things, right, left, running straight, running left, running all these other things. And so just practicing it over time, perfecting it. Obviously, there's going to be times where, I don't put exactly where I want to, but, today it worked out. Rome ran a great route, or Rome had a good exit plan from his route and, got upfield and made a marvelous catch, a wonderful catch. I tried to just give him a shot.
Were you able to feel off the love that the Bears fans were giving you today?
Yeah. For it to be a preseason game and things like that, they showed out. They showed up. When I ran through the end zone, it was pretty sick. The roar that the guys had when Rome, and I noticed this after I tossed it to Rome, when he caught that little, behind me around, play, the crowd started roaring and things like that. So it's really cool to be able to have that love and them show up and show out.
On the sideline took on the factor of like him just abiding by the rules, the scramble rules, and how much of it maybe the cohesiveness that you guys have formed together, knowing what the other one's going to do.
Yeah, I think both of them play a huge part, probably 50-50. Obviously, he was the deep man on that side, and so he already had the rights to be able to go deep and things like that. Our only thing is just stay in range. You know, if you're running a post and you're already 60 yards down the field, it's a little bit tougher to be able to throw on the run 60 yards when you're already down there and things like that. So just stay in range, make it super decisive and detailed for me so that I can see exactly what you're doing. You know, don't try and settle and then move and things like that. Other than that, I mean, he did a great job. He broke out in his route, saw me scrambling, and then broke up field down the sideline, left a few yards on the hashes, and then tried to give him a great ball. He made a great catch, and so I went.
On the play action deep shot that you got the PI.
Yep.
What did you see on that sequence, and how much did that jumpstart you just getting a big chunk right there?
Yeah, it felt. I mean, I was a little hurt because I really wanted that. To be honest with you. But Tyler ran a great route. The safety, the corner tried to overplay. He ended up sitting flat-footed. Tyler ran right by him, ran a great route. The safety came down on the deep over, and then the backside corner tried to invert and get over top of that. And we teach you to stay up and don't cross the hash and things like that because that backside corner would never be able to make that play. And Tyler did just that. T. Scott, and we got the PI, and we went all the way down there and ended up scoring.
You feel like the energizer to you?
Yeah, it felt great. In practice, defense has done a good job with our play actions, things like that. So to be able to get out here versus these other teams and run these play actions, and the offensive line gives ample amount of time and things like that. Wide receivers run great routes. We're gonna start hitting and connecting for these big explosive plays like we talked about.
You think Scott does make the catch?
I do think Scott makes the catch. I tried to give him enough air so he could run under it and run away from the guy. The cornerback, he pulled him, and we got the PI, and I think he would have ran under it and scored a touchdown if not.
Caleb, if this is it for you in the preseason in terms of games, what have you learned by playing game action last 2 weeks?
What have I learned by playing? That our defense is really good. And because I go versus them every day. I've learned that our defense is really good, and they've done a great job helping me, preparing me. Defensive guys talk to me about things that I do, things that I can get better at. Obviously, the offensive coaches and QBs and everybody obviously talk to me. We have our meetings, but the defensive guys speaking up, telling me what they see from their lens has only made me better. I tell them, and we're all excited that we're going to win a lot of games. We're going to have a lot of fun doing it.
See how much production both you and Roan had together today, and him kind of jump-starting things with the end around. What does that tell you about what the two of you can bring to this offense this year?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to be explosive. We're two rooks, but we're trying to catch up to the old guys as fast as we can. To make sure that we're right there on par with them, to be able to, be efficient, function, go out there and be explosive. Be on the same page and win games. That's ultimately what we're here to do. And having a guy like that was drafted with me, we're only going to keep growing and keep building this connection.
Caleb, you guys listened to Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill today on social media, but we've heard about it or not yet.
No.
Maybe on the day that you guys didn't start the stats, you would have liked. How does that feel to know that you're still putting off that kind of a show display?
Sorry, you may have to repeat that.
You got compared to Patrick Mahomes or Tyreek Hill, how does it feel coming off of maybe a day that wasn't as efficient as you guys would like to start?
Yeah. It's cool. It's great. I always say, it's respect. But we're not, we weren't our best today. We started out slow. And we can't do that in this, the National Football League. You can't come out here and start slow. So, myself included, we're going to get a lot better. We're going to keep growing. And we're going to have a lot of fun doing it, winning these games, going out there versus these other teams, playing as one. And so, we're excited. But I got to your question. It's respect. It's cool and all. But I'm Caleb Williams, Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill's Tyreek Hill. Much love to them and things like that. Met them, talked to them both and things like that. But we're here to win games for Chicago Bears.